What's up? What's up? What's up? I'm tired. Can I just keep it 100? That was me trying to get a little energy. Oh, I'm rocking my Milwaukee State of Mind shirt. You know if you guys can see that. Shout out to Terrell. Is his name? Yes. My words and images. Yes. What's up, y'all? Tristica, how you the What's up, Erica? Tristica, how you the first one? Y'all funny. Come on in, y'all. It's time for Single Talk. Don't act like you don't know what time it is. Every other Tuesday, we talk about it all. And my good friend Tristica just jumped on. And she happens to be married, but this is for married people. Well, I'll put it like this: it's Single Talk, right? So it's a platform that I created for singles to chat, but anybody can talk. Like anybody can listen, anybody can have an opinion, But the thing is, what I've seen is not a lot of spaces for singles to not just to communicate, but where they're not lumped into one category. Y'all already know. I don't even want to go all through it again, especially because, I'm coming from kind of also a church background. So there's just not a lot of stuff. It's either married, premarital counseling, but it's nothing for when you out here in these streets. Y'all, all I'm going to say is tonight's going to be interesting. So get your tea, listen, get some popcorn, whatever you want to get. And it's fun, it's interactive. So if y'all got something to say it. I ain't scared now. Come on in here. Tonight's guest, though, is going to make it even more fun. We got Miss Natalie Hayden of Natalie Hayden Fitness, of Exposed, the podcast show, and so much more. She's so absolutely beautiful. I'm so excited to have her on. But today, we're going to talk a little bit about her singleness journey, and then we're going to jump into some hot topics, y'all. It gets real. How many seen the Jill Scott video? I'm not even ready to go there. I'm not even ready to go there yet, but we will go there. And I do also want to say one last thing. It was something else I wanted to say before I invited Natalie on. God, what was it? Oh, this was the thing that I was going to say is that, this is a platform I created for singles, but when I'm married, this platform will still exist. Okay? I ain't leaving nobody in the dust. All right. I said let's just jump into it. I ain't got a whole lot to say. I'm like to have a big long introduction. I ain't got a whole lot to say today. I want to bring on my girl. We're going to chat it up. It's going to be good. Natalie, I see you there. I'm going to try to add you and see if we connect easily. So as I'm adding on Natalie, y'all get ready. Tag some folks, share this post, like this post. My husband is not going, baby, child. My husband, he might be on the camera with me. And we're adding Natalie Hayden Fitness, Exposed, and just all around beautiful sister. Here.
Ooh.
Come on in, pretty girl.
What up?
Natalie, I love you too, Tristica. Come on in, girl. So, before we jump into the hot topics a little bit, well, firstly, thank you for being on. Hey, Angela, I see you there. Thank you for being on and being transparent and open to sharing a little bit of your story. We tried to do a little single talk on WNOB for a quick second. We tried it.
Yeah, it was interesting.
Where we can talk it all the way out. Hey, Monty.
I appreciate you. Thank you so much for having me. You have no idea
I know.
how much fun we're going to have.
So let's kind of just jump right into it. Your singleness journey is fairly new. So just kind of talk about where you
It's
are on this
fresh.
journey, and even encourage a couple people maybe that might be newly divorced, or kind of have whatever direction you want to go with it. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I have been single, I want to say I've been single since April officially, which is
Wow, come
a
on, Freedom
freedom
Ticket. I
ticket
like
for
it.
me. Freedom ticket. But I want to say, even before I got
Mm-hmm.
married, let's jump back into my old singleness. Before I got married, I
Mm-hmm.
thoroughly enjoyed my singleness. I enjoyed being single. I mean, I enjoyed, just the freedom of it, just being able to, because I'm a free spirit. Anybody that knows me, y'all probably don't even recognize me right now. I got this, her name is
I think mine
Chastity.
might be,
We'll
I
call
don't
her
know what
that.
my name
And
is, my wig.
well, the tag on the tag, it said Chastity, and I said we're gonna go with that. So but I love to jump in and out of, I jump out of planes, I jump in and out of situations, I jump in and out of different career paths and all of that. I am all over the place. People have named me all over the place, and I've learned to appreciate that. But in my singleness today, it has been, I've loved it. It's just a
Mm-hmm.
new space for
Is it
me.
different?
I'm
Does it feel
36 years
different
old.
now than it did? Obviously, yeah.
It does absolutely, because I have some experience up under me. I've been married. I was married for some time, 8+ years, and you just have these different expectations and standards, not for other
Mm-hmm.
people but for myself. So
Mm-hmm.
I've raised the bar on myself. I've learned to court myself. I've learned to love myself. I'm still learning to do all of that. And I mean, it's a constant journey. It's a evolving journey for myself. So this singleness walk, I
Yeah.
mean, it's lovely. It's
I love
everything
that,
that you get
Natalie.
to create it to be.
And so,
Yeah.
some people,
Yeah.
I guess everybody's different. Everybody's journey is different, and I think we have to accept
Hmm.
that. Um,
Yeah.
but I've heard people say that there is generally kind of a timeline after a divorce. Would you recommend that people jump
Hmm.
right into another relationship? Because I've seen that done before. Or do you take time for yourself?
Man, I tell you, I can't I can't speak for nobody else but
Yes.
myself. And I wouldn't dare. I wouldn't dare jump right into, even though I flirted with the
Yeah.
idea, it's just
Because you get used to
not
having that
smart. I
companionship.
mean, for
Yeah.
me, you get used to having that, but you know what? I think it's really important to get used to being with yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You got to realign and reassess some things, reevaluate. For one, why did I get divorced? I had to look at myself.
Mm-hmm.
It's no longer about anybody else. It's about me. And I think if you continue to entertain relationship after relationship without giving yourself a buffer, without giving
Mm-hmm.
yourself a break, when do you ever find the time to look at yourself and
Mm-hmm.
be with yourself? I don't think there's anything wrong with that. So I fully embrace
Mm-hmm.
being with me. I
But yeah, I
love
think a
me.
lot of
I
times people
do.
have a fear
Yeah.
of that alone.
Lean in,
That
lean,
what you say?
lean
Don't feed
into the
into the fear.
fear. I
Lean
said,
into
I
it.
said,
Wow.
lean into it, and lean into it. And the reason why I say that, I mean, I've been fearful, like, oh my God, I'm 36 and I've been married, and now I'm divorced, and the pool of men that are available
Help
for
us,
me are
Milwaukee.
scary, or they're interesting is the word that I like to use. But if you keep an open mind and you're optimistic, and I believe in love. I
Mm-hmm.
still do
I love
believe
that.
in love. And it don't necessarily
Mm-hmm.
have to be black love. It don't have to be black love, but I
Yes.
believe love has no borders. And if you're open to
No.
that, then let's just go with that.
No, Natalie, I'm here for it. You know what? We can kind of go. I think what we're gonna do is kind of move in and out of the hot topics while we talk a little bit about your journey as well. Because when you
Yeah.
said that thing, it made me think of
Yeah.
one of the topics that I wanted to address on tonight. So y'all come on in with your comments
Which
and
one is
all.
that?
Miss Natalie Hayden said that love has no color. Go ahead and step outside the box. And here, listen, I'm here for it. If you love the person, get your whole life. But I wanted to ask Natalie, did you hear about the I don't want to say it was a controversy, but there is Michelle from Destiny's Child, right? And she's married
Destiny's
to
Child.
Chad.
Yeah.
I don't know if his last name is Johnson or what have you. Yeah. So did you hear about
Johnson.
that story?
His name is Chad Johnson.
Tell me what you know and how you feel about that.
So it looks like basically Michelle is just really trying to get him to relate as far as you was looking for, trying to get him to relate, basically to try to understand that, look, this is something you may not understand. If you did not grow up in this type of culture, I don't think you'll ever understand that. And so basically he's like, well, why do you have to go there? Why is it always race? Why do we have to pull the race card? And then he sort of retaliated and said, well, have you taken your meds? Because she struggles with mental health. And I'm just like, okay, tit for tat. Before you get married, because they're not married, they're about to get married, and I'm saying you can't be tit for tat in a marriage. It's not an eye for eye. You got to compromise. You got to turn the other cheek. You can't be being petty. But what happened was, she was just, I think he misunderstood her, and I feel like, I don't know, sometimes that's going to come up in that type of relationship.
Real quick though, before I go a little deeper into that. Mine says I tried dating out of my race recently for the first time, and she kind of gives us the funny faces. Diana says Black women date white women all of the time, so why is it a problem? I think she's saying Black men date white women all the time, so why is it such a problem if we do? Now here's the thing, Diana. I don't think the issue so much is dating a white person dating a Black person. I don't think that's the issue, but I think what the issue that comes to play is how we communicate, which is honestly my concern for dating outside of my race. And I might be boxing myself in, but here's why. I gotta fight the world every day that I walk out of this door anyway. When I come home, I'm talking about as far as like being African American. When I come home, I need a place to just be myself. And what happened, like Natalie said, was that they got into some kind of an argument, right, y'all? And then Michelle says, you wouldn't understand what I'm trying to say because you didn't grow up around Black people, and you're not Black. Pretty much is what she says. He gets pissed off about that. And then, like Natalie says, retaliates with, did you take your meds? So my first, so much there. So first thing is, right.
First off, the clap back, yes.
Because the thing is, if I have an issue, I say something, and you come back at me with that low blow. Like, here's the thing: if he says it to me, whatever, I might laugh it off. But he says it to Michelle, who is dealing with depression, who checked herself in for depression. That's and you're supposed to be the man that I'm supposed to marry. When we say protector, that means not just from fighting,
support.
I want you to protect my mind, my spirit, my soul. And you come at me like that, that's one thing. And then I'm gonna say one more thing, and then come on in, because I'll get to going. Because that it really rubbed me wrong. Because here's the other reason why it rubbed me wrong was because we cannot be colorblind. You might choose to date somebody outside of your race, fine, but we don't live in a colorblind world. So there are some issues that she is going to deal with as a Black woman, and she needs to have a space to be able to express that. Just like there's some issues that he might deal with as a man, and he needs to have a free space to express that. And so if they can't, and you gonna say don't throw in the race card when it could be about I can't. I feel like I need a moment.
Okay. So, I thought about that. And like you said, unfortunately, we do not live in a society where, it's not colorblind. I mean, color is definitely everywhere. It's being played and pulled in every aspect. But one thing I will need for someone that is of a different race or nationality or what have you, is for them to be confident within themselves. When us as Black people, we have learned to assimilate in every arena. I need him to assimilate. We loud when we go to Auntie Janika's house. I don't need to let them know like y'all Brad is coming. So I'm gonna need y'all to not be too loud. But we know how when we go into their space, we know how to assimilate. So that's just an understanding. I feel like me personally, I would just have to have like I'm gonna need you to be comfortable with yourself. Be yourself. Because guess what? I'm gonna be myself. I don't know how to turn this off.
And here's the other
you know what I'm saying?
Because his whole thing is he gets so pissed off. And I've met people like that. I don't see color. I don't want to deal with this issue of race. But here's the thing, you better deal with it, because if you guys have children, you're going to have biracial children, and they're going to face this, and they cannot close their eyes to it. Now, here's the thing. They put, they're on a different, scale. So maybe they, it's not like they around the way trying to live in the hood, they, in Hollywood, you can kind of, the kids are a little different up there, but at the same time, it's, I don't know, it's real touchy. Now I'm going to throw this out here. Let me know what you think, Natalie. This is what Tracy says. Tracy says, what if it were a Black man who said that to her? Like if the Black man said, she brought up an issue and he said, don't always make it about race. I mean, I don't think the issue probably wouldn't even, honestly, Tracy, I don't think that she would have came up, because culture is culture. That doesn't mean one person is looking down on the other, but just like, I don't know everything about Asian culture. I don't know everything about the LGBT community. I don't know everything about all these different, so I may say something wrong, and I need to be able to express that with love and not have you retaliate at me trying to put the low blow. I think that's the part probably that ticked me off more. Because I be feeling sometimes, I be a little protective of Michelle, all that poor Michelle on Twitter.
Right. Yeah. Well, you know what? I like the fact that she's standing up for herself, and they're having these real, raw conversations, and it's gonna pop up in just about every household where you have interracial relationships. So I can only imagine, like I said, I'm open to it, but I mean, I've never crossed that.
You've never
threshold,
dated
and maybe
with
there's a reason why.
Person of your race, a different person.
I mean, not really dated. There have been men that are always interested.
Listen, Black Girl Magic.
I mean, but I mean, I'm just like, I don't know if they could. I have this question, like, let me protect you. I don't know if you can handle all of this. It's a lot. And I'm not talking about Jill Scott a lot.
Jesus, I wasn't even gonna go to Jill, but let's touch. I don't even know. Okay, let's touch on Jill for a second.
Oh man. Okay.
What we gonna say
Get
about
your life?
Did you see the video?
I did see it, and I was just like, really, Jill? Huh? That's how you feeling?
I guess I don't even know. Like, she's
That's
only a part of my topic hashtag because she's trending right now. So I was like, well, let me put her on there so people come watch this video. But she's a grown woman, okay? I guess my concern, and maybe this might also lead into us to the discussion on pansexuality, which I was going to talk about later, but we can talk about it now. Let's go ahead and get that one out of the way.
We can just hop into it now.
Okay. So,
right.
I don't even know where to begin. I guess I'm just thinking about, I think I have more concern for the younger women than necessarily myself. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. I get what you're saying. Yes.
It ain't. I don't want to say anything crazy about Jill because I really like Jill Scott. You know what I mean? But it's like, I don't know. We just live in a society now where everything, in my opinion, so I've been called approved before, so you know, it is what it is. In my opinion, everything is so overly sexualized, and I'm not trying to knock sexuality and people who are fluid in that way, but and she's an entertainer, so Jill Scott, that's a whole other aspect of it. But it's something that happens with the people outside of the entertainers that feel like, oh, now that's something cool that I need to do. I just don't want to see some little kid up in high school, you know, trying to do something they think is cute.
Well, let me help you
Help
out.
me.
Let me help you out because this generation, they are doing it all.
Yeah.
And they're doing it out in
Yeah.
public.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
they're doing it more than what I could ever imagine at that age. When I was in high school, I mean, we wasn't as bold and blunt and forthcoming. This generation, I mean,
Yeah.
and I understand where you're coming from as far as Jill Scott and maybe preserving that for other entertainment entities. I don't know,
Maybe.
but
Just
as
a little, you
far
know, a
as
little private entertainment,
maybe,
but I don't know.
but you know, I mean, that was a bit much. I mean, even for me, and I was just like, "Am I
Oh,
looking at
baby.
this right?" I had to lean in.
Oh
I
my
really
God.
did. I
All
had
I
to see
know,
when.
did y'all see the video? Do y'all know what we're talking about with Jill Scott? If you've seen the video, please let us know.
If you haven't, check it out.
If you haven't checked it out, let us know what you thought. Here's the thing. Some people say, who cares what we think? No, if you put it out publicly, we're going to talk about it. We're going to think about it with all due respect, of course. Ain't nobody going to, you know, completely tear anybody down. But, you know, I guess like I was saying, it's just like
Right.
in this whole kind of place where we've stepped in with just this freedom of I think it was something I was watching on Saturday Night Live, and this girl was acting like Cardi B, and she was like legs sprawled on the table and just doing all of this stuff. It was kind of funny because it was Saturday Night Live, and so it was two guys that were standing on the side, and they were looking at her, and then the one guy said, what's going on? What is she doing? And the one guy said, well, I guess she's being empowered. And it was almost I guess, but that's kind of the trend now, right? It's like women power, which I'm for it, but it's like women power, but we're powerful because we can pretend as though we are performing fellatio, you know what I mean, like in public.
I mean, and that's where, you know, you really have to reclaim that. And that's what makes, for some women, and I'm just going to reel it back, singleness. It makes it really hard for many women that define their dignity and empowerment in a whole different way. You know, fellatio and all those things are great when you're in a marriage, in a committed relationship, or you know, if that's what something you choose to do, you know, on the side. Or I mean, I don't know, but you get what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is, I mean, we have to redefine what that looks like for us. And I know as for me, I am still, you know, redefining and reinventing and reevaluating how I show up in relationships, not just with myself, but with other individuals, and how I expect them to show up with me. You know, I'm not expecting you to do all of this. I'm not expecting you to pay my meal. It's nice. It's a nice gesture, but I can pay for myself. I'm not out for a meal ticket. That's not what I'm on. I'm out to have a good time and to connect and see where it goes.
I love what you said, Natalie, and then we can kind of move into that too. What you said about, you know, here's the thing. Jill Scott's going to do what she's going to do. More power to her. She's going to get 1.5 million views off of that, if not more. You know, do what you think, do what you do. You're an entertainer. But people, ladies and gentlemen that are listening, if there's younger people that are listening, please share this tag the people. Just because someone else does something and that's how they choose to show up, you don't have to do that. You know, there's so many people who don't have an identity.
Don't let that define
you. So what they do is they latch onto other people and say, "Oh, she did it, so I do it. This is how I act. This is how I show up." And so I think that kind of leads me to that other part. So this is something I just learned about recently. How many have heard of pansexuality. Like y'all, because
I just heard about it 2 days ago. Two
but
days
it's
ago,
the
I just
thing, you
found
know,
out.
and I'm
two
here
days
for
ago.
the sexual freedom in a
Oh.
sense. So our girl, if you're a fan of Janelle Monáe, you know she recently came out as pansexual.
I like her.
That's where it came from.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
yeah.
I
I mean,
didn't
that's
know
where
that.
the popularity of it came
Ooh.
from, at least to the folks that are connected to kind of think different things that I like. And so I was like, what is the pan? Like, what is the pan? I didn't.
Yeah. What is a pan?
And so what it is, it's
Wow.
so I'm about to school y'all. So it's the sexual attraction to a person of any sex or gender. So sex and gender are the same. So pansexuality is different than bisexuality. That's the other thing that I learned. So a person who's pans may be a woman, a biological woman. Yes. They may be a biological woman and attracted to a transgender man, woman. I get confused. It's a little confusing. You know, like maybe it's a man or a man that used to be a woman. No, a woman that used to be.
I feel like it's safe to just say human beings
Period.
attracted
That's
to
an
other
easier way to
human
say
beings.
it. That's an easier way to say it.
Period.
So, yes, because I had to do research because I thought it meant because when I did the research, Lord, y'all, I saw a whole bunch of stuff I didn't want to see. I was like, oh Lord, I don't want to. You can't see what you see. So, Natalie, if
you can't unsee it.
because we're single, we're out here in these streets, and so now, you know, we're meeting new people. If you met a guy and they said that they were, at some point they expressed to you that they were pansexual, would that change your view of them?
At what point? At what point is it, like after on the first date?
Give us both scenarios. Give us first date and give us. It's been a few days.
A few days. Bye.
Why?
Bye. Like I'm serious. Why? Because that's not how I operate. I mean, that's just my preference. And I'm so thankful that you have given me the choice to make that decision. I like when people give me options. I like when people give me choices and freedom, you know, because I like my freedom. Allow me to decide if I want to stick around and deal with anything like that. That's a whole nother ball game that I'm just not familiar with. I don't know if I necessarily want to
right. No, I hear you.
Stick my toe into that. I just, you know,
no,
I mean, so bye.
The
in a nice way.
May be faithful. You know, it doesn't mean that they're going to be cheating. It just means that if you guys break up, you might see them with a man instead of, you know what I mean, later on. That's all that is. I'm just saying, we out here in the
it's just so comical.
When you dating the people, you don't just gotta worry, ladies. You ain't just gotta worry about him potentially dating another woman. Child, he might be dating another man, transsexual, a transgender child. I don't know. All of the different names, too many. It's a lot. It's a lot. But here's the thing, y'all. I'm talking from my perspective. Natalie's speaking from her perspective. But if y'all know something that we don't know, listen. Oh, I'm missing the comments down here. Give it to us.
Please chime in.
Oh, I missed it. What you say, Tracy gonna bust the lake? What that mean? Erica say, oh no, game over. But Erica, what if this person is completely committed to you? But I feel you, Natalie. Pans is just something I'm not familiar with.
Yes.
Wait, Angel Hill says 1, 2, 3 not going. We got Pastor Marcus Thomas on here. Oh Lord, help us, Pastor Marcus.
Jesus. Oh boy.
Okay. Well, see, I'm just seeing y'all comments now. I would have been chiming in a little earlier. So that's something for y'all to ponder on. Imani, listen. Imani says there's so many layers to this topic. It gets so deep. Woo, Yasmina say way too many spirits on the loose. All I know is that, and again, we're not
Yes.
coming against pansexual people. This is something that's very new that I have not heard of. But I'm just like, wow, it's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot.
The great thing about being liberated, I feel, is that you have to be given choices.
Yes.
And one thing I'm not a fan of is when you go into these relationships or you start dating or whatever, people withhold and they don't give you options. They don't allow you to make informed decisions for yourself, whether you choose to continue on seeing this person or not. So as for me, I like to be upfront with
I
someone.
love that. Yes. Let me know.
And that's the best. That's the best way to be. If you're not feeling me, and I understand some people don't know how to deal with all of that, but don't waste my time. And let's not. I don't want to waste yours. But that whole pansexual,
oh my
like
God,
I
bye.
said,
And
bye.
okay, so I won't get too deep into this because this one is one I didn't share with you. But this is something that I was scrolling down Facebook and it was a story about, I guess, a trans. I always mix it up. So it's a trans woman. Yes, a trans woman that I guess she's been married for like 2 or 3 years or something like that, and she says her husband doesn't know she's trans. And so I'm like, wow. So for almost 2-3 years you've been lying to this man. I don't know how you don't know exactly, but maybe that's a whole other topic. Maybe we need to bring on someone who is trans that can speak to that. Yeah, I think that would be really interesting.
I think that would be a good idea to speak to that.
Really interesting. All right, let's keep it moving. We might come back to it, y'all, but child, I don't even know what to say. I got to think about it. Okay, we're gonna shift gears a little bit. I'm gonna propose a scenario, and I need y'all to think about it. Now, my normal single talkers, y'all already know the scenario. We've been talking about it in the group. So if you haven't joined the Single Talk group, make sure you do that so you can stay connected when we're not going live. So the scenario is you're chatting with a man for a few weeks. You're pretty interested and the feeling is mutual. He plans a first date. You're super excited. He has one request for you to not wear any weave or makeup on your first date. Are you offended? Do you still go? Are you still interested? How do you respond? Ooh. What did you think about that one, Nat?
Well, I've actually been on some first
Really?
dates just like that. I'm normally bald. I mean, I'm a bald woman, and I feel most comfortable in workout clothes. So, and when you have on workout clothes, I typically don't wear makeup. That's where I've mainly have met people, is just like not being dolled up at all, just being dolled up after we've continued seeing each other is just an incentive for them. But me just not, so I mean, it would be rather odd for a request like that to be made. You know what I'm saying? Because now I'm like, you trying to control what is it? Like I have issues with control and stuff like that. But I don't have an issue with that. I just what have you been duped by somebody? Yeah. Have you dated a woman that is a man? I mean, I just want to know. Yeah, I just want to know what's your reasoning behind it. But I mean, other than that, that's how I typically prefer to show up anyhow on a first date. This is what I look like.
Yeah, take me or leave me, and you just happen to be drop dead gorgeous, so that's okay for everybody. But okay, so Angel,
I know.
Angel Hill says Angel Hill says the fact that he made the request is disturbing. Angel, see Angel, me and you together. Darlene says she's not offended. Tracy says she's not offended. Bonnie said it happened to her. Here's the thing, ladies, and I think we're just also in this space. Yeah.
I'm curious to know, the one that said it happened to her, How did that pan out? If she can comment, how did that
Who
pan
said it
out?
happened? Or,
I'm just
oh,
curious.
Ivana. Let us know how that panned out, so we can talk a little bit more about that. But here's my
Mm-hmm.
concern with that whole matter. It's not about being natural. Honestly, honey, listen, I will rock a wig, I will rock a weave, and I'll rock my real hair. I have a full head of hair, and I'm if I can keep it real, I'm lazy. That's all. I don't like doing my hair, when it comes down to it. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm good with it, or I'll rock it how I want to rock it. So my concern with that request is, like you said, my question is it curiosity or is it control? Because if that's, and let's flip the script, forget
Mm-hmm.
about the natural thing, because for some reason I feel, ladies, especially African American women, feel like we got to prove something, prove that I'm just as beautiful without a wig or without a weave. Girl, rock whatever you feel comfortable rocking that makes you feel good about yourself. But if we flip
Mm-hmm.
it, we remember we watched Napoli Ever After. Think about that last
Happily ever
scene
after.
when she had
Yeah.
her hair straight, flip the script. And I mean, or when she had her hair kind of natural. And he
Mm-hmm.
said, could you straighten it for the party that we're going to? So it's the same type of
Right.
thing.
I need
So it's
you
not
to
so much about the
assimilate.
natural or the
Mm-hmm.
made up. It's about why you got to see it like that. Like plan a day. This is what I said. I said plan a day. Let's go to the beach. If the girl is rocking heavy makeup and heavy hair and heavy extensions, that might not be the chick for you. Go get a natural chick.
Mm-hmm.
And then let y'all live y'all best life
Right.
together.
Right.
Ivana said it was control. Angel says, what if I said, let me see
Yeah.
your last 3 months bank statement? Ooh, now that,
Oh, dang. That's
but
bogus. That's wrong.
that's the point though.
But
You know what I'm saying? Like that's the point. It's not so much about the natural or the glammed up. It's about what's your motive behind it. And so I think to get to the root of that is communication.
mm-hmm.
Maybe just saying, "Oh, why do you want me to do that? I
Yeah.
like to look pretty for you." There's a way that we, as women or
Yeah.
as men, that we can address each other where people don't feel like you're trying to change me.
I have an idea because I'm a risk taker. I love adventure, and I'm super open minded. Um, Maybe men, they tend to get their
Mm-hmm.
foot put in their mouth a lot, and I think
Yeah.
there's a better way to package that. If you want to see a woman not natural, it wouldn't be a bad idea to say, hey, let our first date be rock climbing. Let our first
Yeah.
date be working out. Let me train you. Let's go on a bike ride. And most women will have on workout clothes. They may put on minimum makeup or a baseball cap or something,
I
but there
agree.
could have been a way to better dress that up than to hourly just be like, you know what I'm saying? So I'm just trying to throw a few nuggets to the
Yeah.
brothers and just men in general. If you want to see a woman in her natural state, maybe get her out doing something that requires her to not be dolled up, but to can challenge her physically in that way. So
No,
that's
I'm
just,
with you. I totally
my
agree.
thinking
And
behind it.
this is something Tony Cash had said, or it might have been another one of the people that watch us, that he has the right to ask and she has the right to decline. So really, when it comes down to it, for the ladies,
Yeah.
don't feel obligated. If you don't feel comfortable making that change, don't. If it don't bother you, because I saw a lot of ladies saying, "No, well, it
Mhm.
doesn't bother you." Great, you know. But if it doesn't, you don't have anything to
Mhm.
prove to anybody. You don't have to prove, oh, see how beautiful I am without my makeup. See, if they ask me that, I'll probably come extra makeup, extra hair, because no, you don't need all this, but I don't know. I'm also single.
At that point, you
I
might as
agree.
well
I
not even go
absolutely
on the
agree. And I
date.
think, and I'm being a little silly,
Yeah.
but I think when it comes down to it, people can ask. And what I would probably do, because like I said, I'm being silly with that, what I would more than likely do is ask for an explanation, but not in a mean way, but just like, oh, okay, well, why, or something. I don't know, child, what I would say, but I don't know. Oh, Monty cracking up. But here's the thing. I think it kind of goes back to the point the other lady said, when she brought up the money. Um, ladies don't want to, that question posed upon us, like us as we are, we're always evolving and changing and growing. On the flip side, men don't want us all in their money, especially in the beginning. So I don't know if you had a chance to look at that article that said, this is from Ebony, and it said, "Dear broke men, don't punish a woman for not wanting to date you. We are not obligated to date broke men."
I don't.
Ooh, I wish I could hear from a brother on that one.
And yeah, I don't like the title of it. It was a little harsh. Yeah, it is. It's very clickbait for sure. But you know what? I think this is something with it that we even touched on at WNOV as far as those standards and expectations. We come to the table and we expect all of these laundry lists of expectations, and yet we fail to meet half of those expectations in our own lives. So you got to show up and meet him at least halfway. Wow. What does your bank account look like? You know what I'm saying? Do you have a credit score of 750 or better, man?
True.
You know what I'm saying? Hello, let's just be real. So you have to be realistic in those expectations and be willing to give somebody a chance just because they might be falling on financial hardships, because it just might just be a chapter, is not, something that's been going on forever. True. But I just think you have to give people a chance. On.
And I think you said it beautifully towards the end there. What state is that person in? Is this is this just a down period for him? Because we've all been there. We've all been there at some point. Maybe some people who've been born with a silver spoon in their mouth may not have had that situation. But in general, it's not always sunshiny, and so you got to think about how you would want to be treated if the tables were turned. But at the same time, you don't have to lower your standard. So if you have, the thing is, that might mean that you're single a little bit longer, and if that's okay with you, that's okay with you. But at the same time, on the flip side, I've had that before. Someone get mad at me because I didn't want to come pick him up on the first date. I've had someone be mad at me because, I didn't pay for his food, and I was like, what? Where are we? I felt like I was in a Twilight Zone, and so I'm not obligated to, if I'm bringing something to the table, because I always pay for myself. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And it's vice versa too. A man is not necessarily obligated. So I think as women or just single individuals in this space, I think it's always nice to just try to be thoughtful and just say, well, an offer beforehand. Hey, I'll meet you there.
There's ways
or by the way, let's just do Dutch. Let's have a great time. There's ways to do it. You know what I'm saying? Just so, I don't do the online dating, and I hear many people talk about how interesting it is, and men on the flip side getting more so burned than the women do, because women use it as a meal ticket. And as a man, I guess that is bogus, but maybe you should start setting ground rules in your profile that we will go Dutch the first day.
Exactly.
What I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying. I don't know. Set those standards.
Women use men for meals. Men use women for something else, and I was like, well, dang, I guess I could get a meal at least. I don't know. Anyway, Angel says, just be your best self, whatever that is. Quality of life does not equal money.
Yes.
Kenza says, we play tit for tat too much. People like what they like. Ask what you want and don't settle. That's so good, Kenza. Do what you want. But if it's not working for you, you may want to reevaluate. Honestly, enough said. Like, girl, you hit it spot on. That's what it really comes down to. We're just, again, this is single talk. This is where we get to talk about all the things that we see, all this stuff on Facebook, and then we're like, okay, goodness, who do I talk about it with?
I have a question to pose. Now I have a question. So have you ever been ghosted?
I've been ghosted.
I have.
But I have been ghosted. But what's weird? My ghosted is weird. It's ghosted for like 3 months, and then the same person comes back like every 3 months. It's so weird with the WYD.
I don't get that.
or miss you. Like, at some point, I just be ignoring. Like, I can't. Yeah. Ghosting is real.
Yeah, I mean, yes, it is. And that was something I wanted to touch on because that's me being transparent. Even, when people look at me or
Yes.
you've been
I know it's hard
ghosted?
to believe.
Really? Even you? Absolutely. It's hard to believe.
Right.
We're not everybody's type.
I know it's the truth for me, child.
It is the truth. You just, I had to make sure I didn't take it personal, but you will take it personal, just for a little bit. But then you have to say, you know what? Maybe this person did not know how to effectively or feel comfortable communicating that they were no longer
Here's
interested.
this
And
is
it's
my
okay.
view on that. And
Yes.
then I do
Yeah.
want to just circle back just a little bit to that whole financial thing. But we live in a swipe left, swipe right world. Okay. Everything is online dating,
Yeah.
everything's quick, everything's fast. Oh, save this till later. And I think what happens is because this is how we've been operating with social media, with online dating, that when we start dealing with real people, we don't know how to really interact. So we might take it as, dang, they ghosted me, but really they just saved you for later. Because we're treating people like computers. We're treating people like it's a dating app.
Yeah.
No, I'm a human being. I thought we was vibing. I thought we was connecting, and then I don't hear from you. But then I hear from you 2 months later, and you want to know what's wrong. It's crazy. Amani says, I love Tinder.
You know what?
Yeah.
You helped me out
one,
with
right?
that one. You helped me out with that one.
Yes.
Yes.
Let's hold that one, and then
that was a very good one.
Okay, we got about 15 more minutes. Okay, so this is the one I'm gonna play it, y'all. This is so we're kind of going back a little bit to when we were talking about that whole money thing, and like Natalie, I agree with Natalie. She said, she didn't really like the title of that one article that Ebony did, where it says that we were not obligated to date broke men. But some of these sisters, and y'all know I love my sisters, but I'm gonna play it. Hopefully y'all can hear it. I need y'all to listen to this. Hold on. Let's see if I can make it big. Why I won't go big? Oh, here we go.
I'm curious.
Right. Wait. Okay, here we go. Hold on, y'all. So this, and I like playing this one because Kev on stage did it, which means he bleeped out the cuss words. So if y'all got your kids around, you ain't got to send them out. Okay, it's loading, taking forever to load. But this, I'll explain it then. So it's a young lady who literally was having a whole fit because a man paid for her meal with a credit card. And I was like, that was a video I think I sent to you, Natalie.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I saw that, and I'm saying wet.
Oh, yeah,
what?
What?
Wet, because it's ridiculous.
Like what?
What?
And Kev on stage said this. Hold on, come on. Why is it taking so slow? It don't normally even go this slow ever. Probably because I'm also live on my phone. Okay, here we go.
Maybe.
Here we go. Come on. I'm gonna see if I can show y'all.
Hey, co-host Boo.
Can hear it.
Yeah, we saw that, and nobody can hear it.
Why? Look at the devil. I wanted y'all to hear it. Hold on.
Make sure you share that link on your page so they can watch it.
I'm gonna almost give up in a second, but not yet. Here we go.
He submits that I'm so happy being married. I want to explain it to you, but it's better hearing it from the horse's mouth.
I love on game real quick, ladies. Don't let.
Okay. I'm gonna have to share the link. Y'all, because it's not working in the devil. It's not working, but I'll just in a nutshell. Did y'all see that? So I think a lot of people have seen it already. So basically, there's a young lady who was upset with a guy who took her out on a date and whipped out his credit card. And I guess her logic was that if he pays with his credit card, he's broke, and that means that he's using the government to pay for her. And Kev on stage is like, man, what? did the food taste different? Like what? Like, he paid for it, and he's like, a lot of women, you already struggling to get guys to even go out and above and beyond. This dude wants to do this. Let him do it. How? I don't even understand that logic. Did you understand that logic at all, Natalie?
Right. I mean, I didn't understand it. How did she even see like what type of card it was? I'm sorry, if a man, usually if I go out to dinner, I do reach to pay, but usually if I see him reaching, he'll go like this, and then I retreat, and I don't even look at the bill or how he's paying or anything. I wouldn't even
I wouldn't
know
even
if
be
he was
looking
paying
up.
with a Quest card because I'm not paying. I wouldn't even be. I'm not even.
Girl, I was like, and then like
if I can be
sometimes that
real,
could, depending on the type of man, he might use credit cards. Maybe he has great credit. I don't know.
yes.
I think Kenza said it best. Kenza
Oh.
said, she's just a financially illiterate attention seeker.
Yeah, I just thought it was pointless. Like, this is just really petty.
Oh my
This deserves
God.
no
And I'm
conversation
so
at
with you. And I
all.
was just, but I mean, she got like, I don't know how many views on that. So I'm like, apparently people think it matters, So, man, it's different out here dating in 2018. We had a chance, guys. We're getting it's 8:50. We got about 10 minutes left. So just in quick recap, I mean, guys, we touched on a few things from sexuality, all different kinds, child. Pansexuality, Jill Scott in the microphone business, the finances and so much more. Do we have to date broke men? We talked a little bit about interracial dating with Michelle Williams and Chad Johnson and that kind of blow up that's been going on. So there's so much that's going on, and we in the middle of it. Like, okay, now I gotta go find a wife or whatever the situation is. So, do you have any kind of final thoughts, Natalie, on kind of everything that we addressed, or just maybe some good encouragement or some words to give to people? Because after you hear all that, it kind of make you feel like, never mind.
Absolutely. Yeah. Let me throw in the towel, But what I will say is this. You have to really take the time to get to know yourself and to figure out how you want to show up in that space. Many of these things are a distraction. So I would suggest limiting, the things that you see, hear, and watch, and make sure you're putting your faith into things that are going to be that are going to breed you the results that you're looking for. I do not entertain foolishness. That clip was actually my first time hearing that. And I mean, it's just a waste of time. I just think it's a distraction from the things that are really important. I think you have to be intentional about your love life, your singleness, if that's something that you are after. Intentional means you have to put your attention on it. You have to seek it. You have to speak it. You have to live it, breathe it, all of those things. So I know that, I'm deserving of love. So I make sure that I give that out. In every capacity. It can be platonic, it can be with somebody that I may be seeing or whatever, because I may be seeing maybe this person or another person, but I make sure that I'm honest. And what is love? Love is compassion. Love is kindness. Love is giving of your time, patience, all those things. So I just encourage the people to just turn inwards and do something for somebody else. Look out for yourself, love yourself, and just
there it is.
Treat people the way you want to be treated. Don't be, I just don't. I don't find it right to ghost anybody, and clearly you can tell I must be struggling.
What I shared earlier might help you. It's just like you look.
Yes,
Natalie is fresh since April.
It's a lot.
Okay. It's the way of the world. It's the unfortunate way it is right now. So even late other people, male and female, it's just, especially in the somewhat of the younger generations, it's this whole swipe left, swipe right mentality that people have. Everything instant. Yes.
Honey, I'm old school. I'm sorry. I refuse to accept that as my fate. So, I deserve a phone
Woo.
call. Don't text me, call me. I do not want my relationship in a text message stream. I'm sorry. So if you say, hey, you're interested, here's my number,
Mm-hmm.
call me.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's that simple. So those are things that I'm very old school. I'm born in 1982. I mean, some people are like, oh, that's really young, or oh, whatever. But
Mm-hmm.
I like a phone call. That's the best way to me. I like for someone to
Mm-hmm.
write me a
It's
letter.
hot.
Shit, I write letters. Pardon my language, saving the
All right,
city.
just having a
But
fun time for some love, I guess. They feel
get
it.
your
Y'all start feeling good.
right.
That's when it be real to you.
Yes. So yes, I mean, that's all I have. Love yourselves, do what you can for
I
other people, and treat people the
absolutely
way you
love
want to be
it,
treated. That's
Natalie. When
it.
I tell you those, I mean, beautiful words that you shared, with the audience that's watching. I concur on everything the sister said over here.
Thank you.
And try not to take, and this is the other thing too. I say, try not to take everything. This is to everyone. I say it to myself too. Try not to take everything so personal, especially for those of us that are believers. So again, back to saving the city. Because when you are and you have invited God into your life without getting too deep and too churchy, that means that he's not gonna bombard his way. We invite him in as believers. That means he's gonna protect you. So sometimes you're like, dang, why they didn't call me back? And it really do you not remember what you just prayed? Do you not, so you gotta understand that all of that thing
Protecting.
is
Yes.
God is jealous for you. That's been on my heart lately, which means that he doesn't want any and everything
You better come
tampering
on
with your
through. Come on
soul.
through.
I'm telling you, any and everything. We talked about the
Yes. Come on
pansexuality, all
through.
these different things that's going on. You just got to be careful what you're allowing in. And for those people who practice that, live your best life. Listen, I'm not coming against you. But for those people who are trying to figure out where do I fit in this world as a believer, we're already going to be set apart. And everything isn't going to always flow a certain way. But just trust the process. Enjoy your singlehood. Because when you're not single, you're not single. You got to think about other people and other things. But as far as the hot topics, again, this is just a platform where we chit chat, talk about it. The things that we say are our opinion, y'all. Don't get mad about it. Don't go home and cuss about it. You can have your opinion too. And so,